trying to get back my stream for UFC. I I am interested in the entire main card for this UFC 318. Right now, we're just getting underway with Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora, the rematch. All right, first bell just rang. Of course, we got Tim Tszyu fighting out of Orthodox, Sebastian Fundora fighting out of Southpaw. If you're joining us, welcome to the live watch party. My name's Hamaguchi. I'm a pro fighter, and I like to break down combat sport, whether it's boxing or MMA. All right, I apologize for a moment. I'm having difficulties with my stream. Hey, Ankit, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Always good to see familiar names, and thank you for joining us. All right, again, I apologize. I'm having a little trouble with this stream. Oops. How are you watching the UFC card, or are you watching boxing, or both? Let me know what you guys are watching. I am trying to get my streams back. I apologize for the delay, guys. Yes, good to see you. All right. Don't know what is up. It's been a little bit difficult today with the streams. I don't know if it's just because there's so much happening with the UFC card, the Manny Pacquiao-Barrios card, and the Usyk Dubois card. Yeah, I wasn't able to get my stream working for that in time, so that kind of was not good. All right. Again, apologize for the delay. Okay, Ankit's watching UFC. Have they started the main card yet? What are the rest of you guys watching? Please say hi if you're joining us on this live stream. Hi, Ed. Hi, Chaz Team. Sorry, I'm sorry if I mispronounce anyone's name. It's just because the font is so small. Hi, good to see you guys. What's up? We're trying to watch boxing and MMA. I did have the boxing stream a moment ago, but it just died on me, so I'm trying to get that back. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's Chaz Teen. Okay, cool. Thanks. Let's see. All right, we're gonna try to get the stream back. How are you guys doing? How's your Saturday going? Nice. Hey, Parth. Good to see you. I don't really get your joke, but that's okay. Sorry for the delay, guys. Again, I apologize. When I started the stream, I actually had this live stream working. I had boxing on my computer, but oh, it's windy here, so the dogs are barking. Okay, well, fortunately, I don't have any barking dogs at the moment. You never know when that could change, though. All right, hey Ankit, what fight is on right now? On the UFC card. Right now, in terms of boxing, it's Fundora versus Tszyu. Did you guys think that Usyk was? Yeah. Did you give? Oh, I give them treats. Yes, that would keep them quiet. Did you guys think that Usyk was going to stop Dubois? I didn't necessarily see that coming. Johnson versus... Okay, cool. Thank you, Ankit. All right, so we still have a little bit of time here to try to get this working. Who would you guys want to see Usyk fight next? And who do you think... All right, hang on. Okay, here we go. All right, sorry for that delay. We are, what, in the second round, I think, of this 12-rounder? Fighting for... Yeah, I get this Russian cartoon noise sometimes on... Oh, here it is. That's why. Okay. Oh, nice straight left hand lands for Fedora. He's really working his jab. Fedora, that is really working his jab to his straight left. Tim is going to get himself in trouble if he just stands right in front of that. Alright, so Fedora looks like he did make some adjustments here, and he's staying more a little bit at the end of his jab, which is too far away for Fedora to stand and trade it with him at that distance. So he's really picking his punches well. Zhu tries to come back with a jab overhand right, but falls a little bit short on that overhand right. You can see some red on Zhu's face, because that you know, Fedora is winning right now with just the jab left hand. We have Zhu being the one that's trying to move away from Fedora. So good game planning on Fedora's part, because that minimalist approach will... I mean, that's literally all he needs to do to beat anybody, right? With a freakishly long reach like that, he just has to keep sticking his jab out there, and then every now and again drop his straight left in, and he should be able to win rounds unanimously with that. Okay, Ankit said yes. Okay, sure. But who would you like to see Usyk face next? All right, here we go. Back to Zhu and Fedora. Debbie says hopefully his reach will do it. So I take it, Debbie, you're rooting for Sebastian Fedora. Right. We still have Zhu being the one that's moving around the perimeter. He is getting caught with Sebastian's jab and his straight left. I think Zhu's going to have to make some adjustments here. Try to channel Mike Tyson, you know, or Joe Frazier, do a ton of bobbing and weaving and get it inside. Right now he's trying to work that jab overhand right, which is a bread and butter move for him, but on somebody who's as freakishly tall as Fedora, who's now figured out how to use his jab, it's a little bit, you know, Tim is getting caught at the wrong distance for him, the right distance for Sebastian. Okay, on doesn't matter who Usyk fights, because everything he hits he destroys. Enough. I'm hoping Joseph Parker gets his shot, just because I feel like he earned it, but let's see. Typically, I can get in a UFC stream easier than I can get a boxing stream, but I don't want to jinx myself, but it doesn't seem to be the case tonight. So again, here we go with the boxing. Sebastian is just following Zhu around the ring, kind of putting him against the ropes. At this point, I would say Sebastian has won every round pretty handily. Now we have Zhu trying to parry that long jab and get in, but that's really not a strategy that's going to work so well against somebody with that much of a reach and height difference. And Tim cannot afford to take a step back as he's doing to get away from the jab, right? But he's now backing himself up into the ropes or getting caught. All right, so hey Charles, so good to see you. Right now I'm watching Tim Zhu versus Sebastian Fedora. Looks like Sebastian figured out that he has the height and reach advantage. Surprise, surprise, right? So now he's figured out that he can actually use his jab to win fights. I'm at the moment being somewhat challenged to find a UFC stream, so not sure what happened. Well, what happened was the previous stream just got taken offline, I assume. Okay, so let's abandon this website. If this keeps up the way it does, I would not be shocked if Sebastian actually gets a stoppage here, because he's winning this so handily at the moment. Just jab, double jab, touching with that, and then dropping in his straight left, coming back with some right hooks now. So when Sebastian starts getting a little more comfortable, and the distance closes a little more, I imagine he can start dropping in his uppercuts and body shots, and he might be able to get a stoppage win over Tim Zhu. Not a really great game plan right now being shown by Tim Zhu, because he's backing up, which is exactly what this shorter man cannot do, especially against somebody with that much of a height and reach advantage. Debbie's asking Charles who he's got. Are you guys talking about this fight or Pacquiao-Barrios? All right, this is not good for Tim Zhu. Put himself up again. Oh, he's just pushed his way out of the corner, but put himself in the corner, and Sebastian was starting to unload. Yeah, Sebastian, I give him credit here. He's winning the way he should, which is just using that jab, straight left hand, and then when he feels comfortable, he'll drop in a left hook, starting to throw in some uppercuts now. Tim needs to just put up those earmuffs and bob and weave to get under. He needs to stop trying to parry the jab. That's it's not going to help him. Just too much. He's at too much of a height and reach disadvantage. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't work on bobbing and weaving, but Debbie says I'm seeing shorter guys with less reach win because of better cardio. Oh yeah, when you're the shorter person and you're going to bob and weave, it takes a ton of cardio, because that upper body movement is just exhausting. Yeah, right now this is all Sebastian Fedora. Debbie says good luck, Charles. Oh, Charles says cannot stay long, just passed a kidney stone. Thank God it's gone. My goodness, Charles. Well, I hope you feel better soon, because that does not sound like fun at all. I hope you're at home. I'll assume you're at home. And I hope you feel better soon, Charles. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys, if you're here, please say hi, just so we know who's here. That would be really cool. Okay, and that's the round for Fundora Zhu. At the moment, it's all Fundora, just basics, fundamentals, jab, jab, right hand, or jab, jab, left hand, rather. If any of you guys have a good URL for a UFC stream, let me know. All right, Charles, all the best to you. We'll see you again soon. All right. Next round of Sebastian Fundora defending his belt versus Tim Zhu. Thus far, it's a shutout, and rightfully so. I mean, I've been critical in the past of Fundora giving away his height and reach advantage. Now it looks like he's trying to finally figure out how to do that and just make his life a little bit easier for himself. Simply, but all he has to do is jab his opponent's head, which is what he's doing. Tim Zhu is standing at exactly the wrong distance, the right distance for Fundora, and Tim is also making a bad mistake by trying to parry that jab. Instead, what he needs to do is just bob and weave underneath that, but it's pretty obvious from what he's doing right now that they did not do that in camp, because he's not able to do that. He's also making the mistake of, one of his habits that I've mentioned in a previous breakdown, where he just leans straight back into his right in order to avoid a punch. Again, not what you want to do against somebody who's taller than you. Alright, if any of you guys have an URL for a stream for the UFC fights, please do let me know, because I'm just struggling at the moment. Okay, Tim is once again up against the ropes. He circles around, tries to cover up, puts himself in the next corner, but it's all Sebastian Fundora. There's just not enough. Tim's just not doing the right thing in there. He's doing a lot of wrong things, unfortunately for him. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but he needs to channel, Joe Frazier and just do that relentless bobbing and weaving. But what he's doing is taking steps backwards. He's trying to parry Sebastian's jab and then come back with a leaping left hook or something. But yeah, bad strategy, bad game planning. Not a good job in the training camp. Yeah, nothing is original for MMA stream. I have the boxing stream, at least at the moment. Keep your fingers crossed. It still works. All right, and again, Zhu has put himself on the ropes, doing a little slipping and rolling off the ropes, but not going to win him a fight. Now, he can either keep doing this for the next however many rounds and just allow Sebastian to cruise to victory, but I think what will happen is if Zhu just carries on the way he does, at some point Sebastian will move in for the kill, and he very well may stop Tim Zhu. Hopefully, if Tim's corner sees that coming before it actually happens, they stop the fight, because there's no reason for him to get knocked out by Sebastian Fundora. Nothing is original. Yes, I'm well. Thank you so much for saying that. All right. Okay, so Ankit, let me ask you this: Is it Dan Ige up next? Is that? I think they're showing some footage here. Hi, Leighton. I'm not allowed to show the fight. I'll get kicked off YouTube if I do that, so I can't. All right. So again, in the boxing, now we got both fighters a little bit more in the center. Zhu trying to be a little more aggressive, but they're fighting at closer distance now. Tim is walking towards Sebastian instead of backing away from him. But as he's coming forward, Sebastian is still picking him off with his jab, although now it's a much shorter jab, of course. Tim is covering up, but again, he's doing that lean back defensive move, which is not very helpful for a much taller person. So I'm guessing maybe Zhu's corner told him to move forward instead of backward. Right, Zhu rolled under there and got a good right hand to the body, but but Sebastian is just nonstop with the jabs. So, but at least Zhu has now stopped stepping backwards. Hi everybody, if you're here, please say hi in the comments so we know who's here. We have Debbie, we have Nothing is Original, we have, well, Charles was here, had to go. Who else is here? Welcome to the live stream. We are watching the Tim Zhu versus Sebastian Fundora fight. That is the fight right before Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios. And I'm also watching the UFC main card right now. It looks like it's Dan Ige. Dan Ige is fighting, Patricio Pitbull. So, okay, here we go. Dan is about to enter the cage with Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Zhu. All right, now Sebastian got Tim backing up a little bit. Again, Tim's putting himself on the ropes, trying to move around the ring a bit. See, it's not enough for Tim to just slip a punch. He has to roll under it and close distance simultaneously, because that's the only, that's the moment for Tim to do that. And it's just clear from when he hasn't done that once in this fight, so it's clear to me they didn't practice that in their training camp, and I think that's a huge mistake, because you're fighting somebody who's long and lean, and that the most, well, that you need to have that as part of your arsenal anyways. And I don't think you would double, triple, quadruple down on that if you knew you were fighting somebody so tall and lanky, because you don't want to assume that they're going to fight you exactly the same way they fought you previously. You want to assume that they're going to learn, grow, and improve, and then fight you in an even more improved way, right? Debbie says Manny Pacquiao is a humble guy. He doesn't forget growing up hungry. Exactly. That's why I made that little short about that not so brilliant person named Neon, who asked him, what's your fondest childhood memory? And then Manny looks at him and says, I didn't have a childhood. I grew up poor. So then Neon asks him the same thing again, but what's your best childhood memory? And he's like, no, I grew up poor. Manny had to leave home to try to go sell things on the street, like donuts and newspapers or something, so he could make a few pennies to give to his mom. But yeah, I don't know. What do you expect from a YouTuber, right? Anyways, okay, back to Fundora versus Zhu. Okay, more of the same. They're now standing in the center of the ring. Sebastian's just continuing to use that Jab, double jab. Zoo's holding his ground. Trying to parry that jab is just a mistake. Zoo goes for a right hand to the body. But just standing at that distance, it's just quite the struggle for him to connect. And I think parrying is something that he should have crossed that off the list of defensive tactics. It's a shame that they didn't drill the bob and weave to death. And I'm a little bit surprised that, for Tim Tszyu to be at a world-class level, that this isn't part of his repertoire. Hey, big dog. Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu. Sebastian is making a clean sweep of this in their rematch. And right now, Dan Ige is about to step in the ring with Patricio Pitbull on the UFC main card. So this could be a good fight. Dan Ige versus Pitbull. Not Pitbull Cruz, Patricio Pitbull. Okay, Tim Tszyu just landed a left hook and a right hand. Fundora and Tszyu are now standing at close distance, which of course favors Tszyu. Not sure why he's continuing to back up though. Another left hook for Tim. Now he's found a home for that left hook to the head. Big Dog says Usyk won and Manny won too, I think, right? Well, Manny hasn't fought yet. Manny's going to fight after this Tim Tszyu Sebastian Fundora card. Oh, wow. Okay, Sebastian had Tim against the ropes there, and he's starting to work those body shots that he loves so much, which is kind of to his detriment. But now at this close range, Sebastian is starting to go to town. Okay, to his credit, Tim answers back with 3 hard punches, but Harvey Dock is keeping a close look right there, and it's the bell. Okay, so again, this is all Sebastian Fundora. I give him every single round. If this keeps going like this, oh, okay, what's going on here? Are they going to stop this fight? There's got to be a sense of urgency in Tim Tszyu's corner. The referee came over to check it out. All right, so in the cage, we have Ige facing Patricio Pitbull. Both men are fighting out of orthodox stance. Right now, it's a striking game. Both men just not really throwing too many strikes, but moving around, filling each other out. A little 1-2 there fell short for Ige. Okay, in the boxing ring, we're between rounds. All right, did we just stop the fight here? Looks like, oh, okay, that's it. All right, so it looks like Tim Tszyu was retired on the stool. Okay, that's it. So that's it. Sebastian Fundora defended his belt successfully. He remains world champion. That was a shutout for Fundora. He didn't knock out Tim Tszyu, but I'm not sure if that was Tim's corner who decided to stop the fight, or Tim who decided to stop the fight, or yeah, if it was an official. Debbie says, how many steak do these fighters eat every week? I'm honestly not sure. Do you mean the boxing fighters or the MMA fighters? Right, in the cage, it's still very much of a strategic opening round, meaning neither fighter really has thrown very many strikes. Oh, and Pitbull shoots in for a takedown, gets Ige's back, takes him down to the ground, tries to get his hooks in, but wasn't able to. Tries to get a body lock. Oh, does get a nice sweep. Has Ige down on all fours momentarily, but Ige fights to get back up. They're by the cage right now. Ige's in a seated position. Patricio has an interesting hold on him in top position. Okay, so Patricio is just being really persistent with his single leg grip. The men in the cage are at a bit of a stalemate. All right. All right, so Big Dog says they eat the whole cow. How many cows? All right, so Patricio's just got kind of a guillotine grip on Ige. Ige's on one knee, one foot. And Patricio is staying heavy on top of Dan Ige. There's about a minute and a half to go. Ige gets back to his feet, and they're back at striking distance in the middle of the cage. All right, guys, who do you have in the main event for the boxing card? Do you have Manny or do you have Barrios? Manny or Mario? Right, in this stand-up part of this fight, neither Ige nor Patricio are throwing those jabs to connect. It's almost like they're just sticking their jab out there to measure distance, try to set up something to get to a counter. Or maybe Patricio's just trying to get to his takedown. Okay, Ige shoots for a 1-2, but he's too far away. Shoots for a left uppercut, but again, too far away. Debbie says, gotta go with Manny. I'm not a gambler. That's funny. Okay, Ige with a head kick attempt. Oh, nice feint. Feint for a takedown by Pitbull. Ige switches to southpaw stance for a second, then back to righty. These guys are kind of playing the fencing distance game, right, where they're both taking little steps forward and backward. I would have to give that round to Patricio for his takedowns. What do you think, Kit? Okay, so Debbie and Big Dog are going with Manny. If you guys saw my breakdown, you know who I went for. If you haven't seen that yet, I guess you could watch it after the fight, so it's after the fact, but you can hear my technical breakdown of Manny and Mario. That was posted, of course, before this fight even takes place, so we'll see how well how accurate I was. All right, so we got Big Dog, we got Debbie, we got Ankit, we got Nothing Is Original. Who else is here on our live stream? Please say hi. Guys, you're always welcome to leave a super chat here or gift a few jewels if you're one of those people that likes to do that. You can also gift a membership. If you're not a member yet, I suggest you check that out. Hit the join button, and for less than $3 a month, you can be a member of this channel. Get early access, get priority comments from me, priority replies from me. Ankit says Pitbull's fighting way better than last time. Nothing Is Original says I'm going with Manny also. So everybody seems to be going with Manny at this point. All right, Ige trying to do some level changing to jab to the body. Not sure if he's trying to do that just to set up a takedown attempt. Nice series of jabs to a straight right by Ige. Now jab, straight right to the body, jab to the head. Ige's starting to throw in a few kicks every now and again, so he's starting to mix it up. Alright, so now on the boxing side, they're showing us CompuBox stats, which I generally tend to ignore. Hey, is it C Flash? Costa versus Roman. I haven't really thought about that fight too much, to be honest. I like Costa, but he's not been. I don't know if he's been at his best lately. So, I'm not. Haven't paid much attention to either one lately, either fighter lately, so I can't make a fair evaluation. Big Dog says he never bets against Manny. Okay, well right now they're cutting to footage from the change rooms of Mario Barrios. Barrios is doing a little warm up with the swimming pool noodles. And in the cage, starting to get a little more action from both Pitbull and Ige. They're fighting at slightly closer range now. Ige's starting to open up, throw more variety of punches. Ige's also switching to southpaw, at least momentarily. Now he switches back to righty. Both men being very cautious, I would say. And trying to be, it looks like they're trying to be technically and defensively responsible. Ige is the one that's moving around a little more, and Pitbull's holding center of the cage. Nice uppercut by Pitbull. He's got Ige caught against the cage now. I think he caught Ige with some good, nice uppercut by Pitbull. Yeah, Pitbull's really starting to open up now. Uppercut, right. Ige just covered up. Ige tries to go for a clinch, or a tie clinch, that is. Javier, hey, welcome to the stream, Javier. No, Javier, I wasn't able to go live for Usyk Dubois. Unfortunately, I just had too much technical difficulty trying to catch the stream. So sorry about that. That was my intention. Debbie, so the fight ended because Dubois was not able to beat the count when he got knocked down for, what, the third time or the second time? Usyk for sure is a great fighter. I mean, he's just been through so much. He's weathered the storm all the way through that Eastern European amateur system, which is hell. And, okay, but jumping back to the MMA world, we have Patricio Pitbull in top position, Ige in bottom position, right by the cage. Pitbull not rushing at all. He's got half guard, top position. One underhook. He's just pecking away at Dan Ige, who's in bottom position. Okay, and that's the round. Right, that's 2 rounds for Pitbull. All right, we got Keith Thurman on the mic talking, I guess, giving his 2 cents on on Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. Remember that whole setup? Because Keith pulled out of that fight where he was going to supposedly fight Tim Tszyu for no belt in the main event of the very, very first broadcast on Amazon Prime. And then last minute, he has some type of injury, and they switch Keith Thurman. They switch Sebastian Fundora, this ridiculously tall southpaw. They pulled the last minute switch on Tim, and didn't work out well for Tim in that fight. Worked out, I would say, even worse for Tim in this fight, simply because he didn't win a round, unfortunately for him. Thank you for all the love, you guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see, on Kit. Ige needs to finish. Yeah, he does. He needs to knock Pitbull out, or he needs to submit him, which I don't think either is likely at this point, right? So Pitbull wisely shoots in for a single, doesn't get it, gets the overhook or over under. Ige's got him pressed up against the cage, but Pitbull just walks right off, and now they're back to center cage. Big Dog said it's 11 o'clock here. What time is it for me? It's 8. So I'm on Pacific Standard Time. C-Flash, who do I prefer more? What do I prefer more? I mean, I like both. I like good quality boxing and good quality MMA. The thing is with boxing is it's like so many of these so-called title fights are just smoke and mirrors. You know, I broke that down a little bit in my analysis of Pacquiao versus Barrios. But those general principles apply all over the boxing world right now. It's really more about the business than it is about the sport or the fight. At least with the UFC as a promotional company, you know, they own all the fighters are signed to them, so they try to make competitive fights. It's because that's what's in their best interest, right? So completely different model of matchmaking. And it does make sense if you want to put on a good entertaining fight card where the fights are actually competitive and it's not really set up from the get-go. Okay, here we go in this third and final round between Dan Ige and Patricio Pitbull. We're coming up to the halfway mark of this third and final round. Ige switches momentarily to southpaw, and then I'm not sure what just happened there, if there was a low blow or a eye poke or something. Let's see. Oh, groin kick. Ige threw a left front kick. It straight a little low there. So but we're back to the action. Doesn't look good for Dan Ige at this point. He's just not doing enough to get what he needs, which is a stoppage victory. All right, Pitbull shoots in for a single, doesn't get it, switches. But by doing that, I mean, Pitbull can eat up a little bit of time and energy because he knows that I think he knows he's ahead and that Ige needs a finish. I don't know how comfortable Ige is with all his striking, but he would need to be a lot more aggressive and throw a lot more volume if he wants to get a stoppage victory on the feet here. Okay, and again, Patricio shoots in for a takedown, goes for a double, doesn't follow through, but gets the body lock from behind. Now he can just eat up the clock here by staying heavy on Dan Ige. So it looks like Patricio will walk away with the win in this one. Big Dog, Debbie says Big Dog is the 0.5 for the halftime attorney. That's funny. Okay. C-Flash, what are your thoughts about 155 Max versus the Diamond? Well, I mean, I think it's great that Max gets to, you know, bulk up or hydrate up to 155. He doesn't have to deplete himself. I think this is an interesting fight. I think I also said way back when this fight was announced, I always think it's a mistake for a fighter to tell everybody in advance, this is my retirement fight. Okay, so this is interesting turn of events here. We're on the ground. We got less than a minute to go. Dan Ige and Patricio Pitbull in kind of the classic leg lock position where both fighters are facing each other in a seated position on the ground. Looks like Ige has a figure 4 around Pitbull's leg, but he needs a sub or he needs a stoppage, and he's not going to get it from here in the next 15 seconds. I mean, he's got that position, and they're just trying to hit each other on the ground, which is more than a little pointless here. And that's it. So Ige raises his hands in victory, but I don't think there's any way they're going to give him the decision there. Big Dog says, what song is Lil Wayne going to play? I have no idea. I don't really listen to a lot of Lil Wayne. All right, so I think that's going to be a 27, 3 times 3 for Patricio. Ankit, what do you think? Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please make sure you hit the sub and hit the bell so you get notifications when I post new content. If you're enjoying either the breakdowns or the stream, you're always welcome to leave a super chat. Thank you so much, C-Flash. You're the best. I want to let you guys know every penny helps, so I really appreciate that. Every single penny helps, and yeah, you are much appreciated. Thank you so much for your generosity. C-Flash says, great knowledge on combat sport, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity. All right, guys. We are cutting to... Yeah, Debbie says C-Flash. Thumbs up. Nice. Okay, so we are cutting to change room footage for Pacquiao. Thank you for all the love, you guys. Really appreciate it. And yes, it looks like Patricio is the winner in that fight. No surprises there. What were your thoughts on that, Ankit? Did you enjoy that? Oh my goodness, we got the Albarazin. Is that his name? I didn't realize he's Patricio's coach. But anyways. Yeah, really nice, clean grappling by Patricio. I don't know that Patricio was ever intimidated at all by Ige's striking, but he did what he needed to do to be able to shoot in for his takedowns, get the takedowns and dominate on the ground. So that was really the biggest difference in that fight. There wasn't a huge disparity in terms of their very low volume strike. So the area of difference would be in the grappling, and that was clearly Pitbull. Okay, Ankit says it was a good fight, but he ain't been any top contender. Yeah, it was hard to tell from that fight the level of his striking, Ankit. So. But I would tend to agree with you. If he showed us everything he has in that fight, then it doesn't look good for him at the top level. But really nice, smooth grappling. I enjoyed that. So we're just watching some promotional material from the UFC. We're doing a little talking about the odds in terms of on the boxing side. Of course, they're trying to help plug their sponsor, DraftKings. It's kind of strange that now the betting on sports has now become okay to talk about it on a live broadcast by sportscasters. They incorporate an odds expert on their broadcast. So things have changed, haven't they? C-Flash says DDP versus Hamza would be great. That would be an interesting fight. Yeah, I like DDP. Okay, so up next in the UFC, we have, in the cage, we have Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland is always an entertaining fighter, whether it's because of his fighting or because of his talking. Daniel Rodriguez, I think, comes from the LA area, and he's a tough cookie, so this could be an interesting matchup. Be interesting to see what tactics Holland decides to use. Not sure who I'm picking for that one. I'm really not gonna. I really have no dogs in any of these fights. Two other fights on the main card: Costa versus Kopilov, and Max versus Dustin. I mean, I like both Dustin and Max, so it's a hard pick. How about you guys? Do you favor Max or do you favor Dustin? Thank you so much for the love, you guys. Really appreciate it. All right, so Mario Barrios is getting ready to do his ring walk. We got the drums. We've got the dancers. C-Flash says DDP versus Hamzat is the next fight that will show who's going to be on top for the next year or two or so. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting observation there, because I mean, both guys are great fighters. Both have a ton of heart. So again, very competitive. Big dog. Says, I'm not sure, but I know Max is going to fight harder because he's lost twice. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a sense of redemption there for Max, for sure. I just hope that Dustin's not like going, well, it's my last fight anyway, and so I sure hope he comes in there with some fire and doesn't do like what Anthony Smith did, which is he just kind of, I think he accepted losing because it was his last fight. In any case, all right, so now we're doing listening to little cues here, and the lead up to Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Okay, unfortunately my boxing stream froze on me, so I'm gonna have to try to get this to reload. Alright, sorry for the delay, you guys. Yeah, right now they're just showing previous footage, Holland and Daniel Rodriguez, as we build up to their fight, which is coming up next. So we got these two fights and then the main event on Holloway versus Poirier. And we are about to start the main event, Mario versus Manny. Did any of you guys listen to my pre-fight breakdown of Pacquiao versus Barrios? Alright, so let's see. Rodriguez is making his way to the cage right now. Sorry for the delay again with the boxing. I'm hoping I can get this back. C-Flash, yes, I have some professional fights. If you look on my channel for boxing fights, they're the thumbnails with purple, so it's easy to spot them. And so, you know, if you check out some of my fights, please comment. Let me know what you think. Debbie says I missed it. Oh, Move 37. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. All right, Rodriguez just getting ready to step in the cage. All right, Kevin Holland is making his way to the cage. And I apologize, guys, because I lost my stream, hopefully just momentarily, for Manny versus Mario. Debbie says I like Rodriguez, so he'll probably lose. That's hilarious. Okay. Daniel's alive. Is a dog, though. He won't give it up. But yes, Kevin KO. Haha. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see which Kevin Holland we got tonight. You know, is he gonna goof around or is he gonna do something spectacular? Okay, so we got Manny in the ring. We got Mario in the ring. The referee is checking out Manny. Boo Boy is giving him a little water. Kevin Holland about to get in the cage. He's getting checked out by the ref, the official. Now Justin Fortune is giving Manny a little water. Interesting that Manny decided to shave his mustache off for this fight. What do you guys think of that? All right. Debbie says, C-Flash, the curse is on. That's funny. Onkid says, I mean, Dustin is retiring, so I want him to win, but Holloway winning will lead to great matchups for him, and as a fan, I want that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of a jinx to announce your retirement fight way in advance. I think it's just better to keep it quiet between you and your team and then announce it after the fight actually occurs. But if you say, hey, I'm retiring and here's this fight 2 months from now, it's like the whole promo for the card is all centered around that, and the movement towards your fight is all about, it's the end. It's not about we're going to have a great fight. So there's a different narrative running in the background throughout your entire camp. And personally, I think that's just a mistake, but Debbie's asking Onkid if he thinks if that that means Dustin won't care. Okay, Young Hollywood, how you been? I've been good. How are you, Young Hollywood? Good to see you here. Thank you for joining us. All right, now we are announcing Kevin Holland. And it looks like we are about to get underway, if these lights ever stop flashing, about to get underway with this boxing match. You have Manny bouncing in the corner, Freddie Roach right behind him, Boo Boy Fernandez by his side. I have to say, you know, that's been an incredibly consistent aspect in Manny's fight career, right? Same people around him. Freddie, Boo Boy, Justin Fortune. Justin a little in and out a little bit, but for the most part, in any case. Okay, so here we go. We're underway with Rodriguez is fighting southpaw. He's right on top of Holland. Rodriguez looks a little fluffy around the middle there, but so be it. Kevin's fighting out of righty. Rodriguez is fighting as a lefty, so we got an open stance fight here. Rodriguez surging forward with jabs and left hands. Men are in a clinch. Kevin's working him towards the cage. Kevin's got the underhook. Rodriguez had the over. They break apart. Back to center cage. All right, tons of lights in the MGM Grand. It's kind of annoying to watch that on a small screen. I wish they wouldn't cut away like that, but anyways. Kevin Holland shoots in for a double. Doesn't get it. Has to abandon that. The men go back to striking. Rodriguez is really one of those strikers who just walks forward with his punches, kind of like an old school fighter. Thus far, Kevin's the only has been the one throwing any kicks. Oh, there we go. Rodriguez just threw an inside kick. Kevin with a front kick. Okay, so they started out fast, and the pace has slowed down a little bit here in this matchup between Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. Mostly a striking match thus far. We have under 3 minutes to go here. All right, in the boxing ring, Manny and Mario just touched gloves. The ref sent them back to their respective corners. The ref is checking in with the ringside officials. Both fighters bouncing in the corner. And again, more flashing lights. Really not necessary to cut away like that to whoever the production is on the PBC broadcast. All right, here we go. Manny Pacquiao, 46 years old, starts out with his jabs, as well he should. Double jab to a straight left. Mario with a single jab. Again, if you heard my breakdown, you heard what I had to say about Mario's jab. Now, to his credit, he looks better here than he has in the past in terms of his balance and his footwork. I'm talking about Barrios at the moment, because I was pretty critical of that in my breakdown. Okay, Manny with good upper body movement, slipping punches, blocking punches. Manny with his jab straight left, kind of predictable. So Barrios is doing the right thing here and using his reach to his advantage, staying on the outside. Interesting that he's choosing to kind of mirror Manny's motions in terms of his upper body motion. Debbie says Manny's warming up. Yeah, I think both of them are. Nice slip to the outside, slip to the inside by Manny. I mean, that's something he does so well. That's like Freddie Roach 101. Okay, in the cage, men close distance again, fall into a clinch, and then separate, so we're back to striking with less than a minute to go in the UFC fight between Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. Well, Manny surges with a jab straight left, but Barrios is making better use of his jab at the moment, but he's starting to fall into a few of the bad habits that I mentioned in my breakdown. So let's see how long he can keep this up. Let's see how Manny decides to pick his shots, literally. Double jab left hand for Manny. Barrios with his single jabs. About half a minute to go here. I think this is a good first round for Manny because he did start to land his jabs, or he's feeling his distance well by landing those jabs. Barrios again with a single jab. that's the round. All right, I think I would give Manny that round, but who knows how the judges are going to score this. Who did you guys give that round to? C Flash says Kevin, easy round 1. Was that Kevin talking to somebody outside the ring, outside the cage? I think Freddie Roach said something about a wide hook to the head or something like that. But I couldn't quite make that out. Let's see what Manny does here in the second round. Right. Oh, Rodriguez drops Kevin Holland. He's in top position in Kevin's full guard. Kevin's trying to cover up, but he's not able to do much from that position. Will Rodriguez be able to get Holland out of here? Okay, now he's past guard. He's got Kevin in side control. Back to half guard. Got his head. Gives that up. Stands back up. Interesting choice. Okay, so Manny. Oh, looks like he's trying to follow Freddie's instructions there. Come with a wide hook. Right, Kevin shoots in. Doesn't get it. Daniel defends. Oh, Mario Barrios slips as he's trying to actually throw 2 jabs in a row. Okay. Oh, Rodriguez drops Kevin again. So this looks like a good round for Rodriguez in the UFC cage. All right, Barrios starting to open up with that left to the body, left to the head. Right, Manny's starting to get touched by Marios' jab a little bit here, which is not a good sign down the overall. He's got to keep doing that head movement like he is. All right, so in the cage, Rodriguez again in half guard, top position, doing a little ground and pound. All right, Manny can't really afford to let Mario get a read on things here. He's got to keep him guessing a little bit. He can't fall into Barrios' trap of fighting at Barrios' pace. Right, good for Barrios. He just threw a double jab. Barrios with a straight right. Okay, I feel like Manny's really lowered his volume here. Not sure what that's about, if he's just being strategic or... I sure hope he isn't tired. Yes, C-Flash says Kevin is wobbling. All right, Kevin shoots in for a double. Okay, has almost top position. Does he have one leg trapped? Can't tell if he's in half guard. Got Daniel's head. Yeah, he's in half guard. Well, that was a great takedown. Great double by Kevin. Okay, and that's the second round. So we might give that's a close round. We could give it to Barrios. We could. I'm not saying. I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay, so the thing I don't like here is when you have more than one voice in the corner. You should only have one voice in the corner. But it's like they feel like they gotta take turns here. I don't know what that's about. So, alright, and we got Kevin kind of surging towards, in this last minute of this round. I think he knows he's down a little bit. Got over under, and he's got Rodriguez pressed up against the cage. Alright, so it looks like Barrios' corner is telling him all he needs is a jab. I don't know if they mean that single jab that he throws every half an hour, or they mean like his double jab. Anyways, I'm being sarcastic, so okay. Manny's got to pick up the volume here, and keep moving his head off the center line. You know, he can't afford to stay out there at the end of Barrios' jab. I'm hoping that Manny can cut the angle to Manny's right, because that's one of those moves that he does so well. Okay, and that's the round in the Holland versus Rodriguez. Alright, so Manny opens up with jabs, straight left. Not sure if Manny was trying to tell Mario to keep the punches up. I don't know what that was about. Double straight left from Manny. Marios with a good jab, straight right. Manny needs to stop throwing single jabs like Mario and start doubling up on him. I'm not sure if he's just having that mirror effect or what's up. So, what's the ref saying? Something about the belt line? I didn't quite understand what that was. Well, I like at least that Manny keeps throwing his jab to open with. But he's got to start doubling up, and he's got to start feinting a little more. Okay, there he goes. He cuts the corner. All right, hopefully he's starting to get more comfortable in there. Okay, again, he tried to cut the corner, not quite there. I mean, in a sense, Barrios' corner is accurate. All he does need is a jab, in theory, right? The much taller guy. Oh, nice uppercut to left hook by Mario Barrios. Another nice little short uppercut on the inside by Barrios. All right, so Manny has to be a little more careful here. He just got tagged again. This is Manny trying to do the crazy Manny footwork thing, and that right at the end of the round. So, okay, I see what he's doing here. He's like trying to surge right at the end of the round, steal the round, as they say. I think we got to give that round to Barrios, though. All right, let's listen in. Not sure. Again, I don't know why they're doing tag team in the corner with Barrios, but, you know, maybe that's a millennial thing or something, because it's definitely not old school. Old school, only one person talks in the corner. Okay, in the cage, Kevin's having a much better time here with his striking. He hurt Rodriguez with that uppercut. Oh, starting to open up. Rodriguez is just covering up. Will Kevin get the finish here? Okay, so in PACQUIAO-Barrios, we're in round 4. So far, I'd say it's 3 rounds. Barrios, he just landed a nice jab that knocked Manny's head back. Double jab from Barrios. Double jab right hand. Left hand by Manny. And he's trying to sneak in a straight left as he cuts the corner. Right, in the cage, we got Kevin Holland trying to work a choke on Rodriguez, but doesn't get it. Rodriguez is in top position. Kevin on the bottom. Right, so Manny's trying to work that angle to his right now. You can see that I would have preferred to have heard Freddie Roach's instructions in the corner, but I don't know what that was about. Right, Rodriguez still in top position, Kevin on bottom. Manny's starting to faint a little bit more here, but he's down, I would say, he's down 3 rounds to 1. So, and to his credit, Barrios is doing, he's executing better than he has in the past, which is what I base my breakdown on. Right, in the cage, Daniel has top position, Kevin has bottom. Daniel has double underhooks. Big Dog asked, did Kevin get KO'd? But Daniel Rodriguez is in full mount and he's doing ground and pound. So there's like 3 seconds left. That's it. Okay, in the ring, that was the UFC fight. That's over. Manny, jab, jab, straight left. That was a decent fight between Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. So props to both guys because they came to fight. All right, now we are not looking so good, all of us Manny fans. All right, so, oops, hang on. All right, I didn't get to hear any of Freddie Roach's instructions to Manny. That was as I was hoping for. Onkid says great fight. Yeah, Kevin didn't get KO'd, Big Dog, but it's gonna go to decision. So, close fight. Mike Beltran is calling Kevin back to the center. All right, here we go. Is this the fifth round? Fifth round of 12? Manny, straight left. Right hook. Yeah, Manny is trying to make that angle cut to the right. Wow, okay, so they gave that fight to Rodriguez. Interesting. All right, Manny can't afford to stand there and mirror Barrios, so I hope he's able to make something happen. But unfortunately for him, at this point, he is losing this fight by decision. So. Yeah, Manny needs to open up with his jab more. And now he's falling into the Barrios trap and throwing single jabs, so that's not good. All right, guys, let me know who's still here. We got Onkid, Big Dog, C-Flash. Who else? Right. I like that Manny's making use of that jab, but Barrios is just able to pick him off with that jab. All right, when Manny cuts that corner, I wish he would make, you know, throw a punch right the moment he cuts that corner. I think that would serve him well. Again, I have no idea what Bubai Fernandez is saying in Tagalog in the corner. Right, there we go, Manny did cut the corner, but he didn't follow through with anything. What round for Manny? We are in, what are we in, guys? The 5th or the 6th? My fault. I think we're in the 5th. Now we're good. That was it, the 5th. Okay, at this point, unfortunately for Manny, he is down. He's going to need a knockout to win this fight. Okay, up next we have Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov. That's the fight before the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. Now Manny's landing some decent shots, but the problem here is that Barrios is landing those nice straight jabs, and the optics not good because it knocks Manny's head straight back. In the end, if Barrios wins this fight, he should thank Manny for whatever pay-per-view points he gets, if any. C-Flash says, I want to say Roman versus Costa is going to be a good as well, but just don't know with Costa anymore. He used to be an animal. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Just not sure which Costa is going to show up for us. Okay, so here we are. We are in the 6th round. So we're in the second half of the fight. I do believe at this point Pacquiao needs a stoppage in order to win. It's going to be tough for him to get a decision unless he wins all of these rounds moving forward. I think Manny is starting to mirror Barrios a little bit, so he's falling into that trap, but he needs to snap himself out of that and get into Manny mode here. Now, is that still possible? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, remember, this is not the same Manny Pacquiao, obviously, since he's 46. Okay, again, head gets snapped by Barrios' jab, not a good optic. So even if that's not a hard punch, if it's hard enough to snap the other fighter's head back, it looks really bad when your head goes straight back. Okay. Well, I will give Manny this much. I mean, we know that he can be patient in the ring. We know that he's got all that experience. I'm trying to conjure up ways that to still stay positive for those of us who are Manny fans. But the fact that Barrios is able to catch him like that and knock his head back with the jab is just not a good sign. Okay. Manny did come in with a good body shot there. Jan Kid says maybe he stops taking secret juice. I don't know. If you were before, you'd think you'd want to double down on it now, right? I mean, honestly, if he's 46, he can probably get a medical prescription for tests, right? I mean, I don't know. Not saying he has, but I would figure that he could. Okay, nice. That was the Manny I was looking for. That straight left and the cut around the angle there. Cut to the right. He just did that again. But he's got to take advantage of that and not get stuck at the end of Barrios' jab. And that's the round. Okay, so while Manny's starting to show a little improvement here, still we got to give these rounds to Barrios. All right, I want to hear what Freddie has to say. I think Freddie's calling for a hard body shot.
It's like the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Kid says I want him to win though. Yeah, I get it. I get the point about this, the secret sauce as we call it. All right, let's see if Manny's able to do what Freddie is asking for, which is sounded like a hard body shot. Because he was starting to enjoy his straight lefts, which, as we know, was always Manny's favorite punch, even before he came to Freddie. Freddie added in that right hook. Now Freddie's asking for a hard body shot. Can Manny pull it off? Yeah, because he's starting to find a home for those straight lefts to the head. Good double jab and then the straight left to the body. That was Manny. And if Manny's able to pull this off, the crowd is going to go crazy. All right, so Manny again starting to work in his right hook there. Barrios is just sticking with that single jab though. With his height and reach, that's all he really needs. Oh, Manny's jab there split Barrios' guard. Okay, Manny just threw that body, threw a shot to the body. I'm not sure if that's the one that Freddie wants. Barrios with a nice one too. Okay, in the cage we got Kopylov getting ready to get in the cage. Got a minute left here in this 7th round. Haven't seen Manny really be able to pull off what Freddie was asking for, which was that body shot. Manny's still using a lot of upper body movement, but he seems to have fallen into Barrios' pace. It's kind of a trap because Barrios throws at such low volume. Manny's known for his buzzsaw, but we haven't really seen Manny in this fight. Okay, double jab for Manny. But Barrios comes right back. Straight left to the head for Manny. Good body and head movement here, and that was right. That was the end. So I'm not sure how happy or unhappy he would be with that round. I think Manny was able to throw one body shot or land one body, at least one.
Pushing Manny Pacquiao back, getting off balance, setting everything with that jab. And you said it earlier, Bernardo. You can win this entire fight.
Yes, and the replays they're cutting to, they keep showing Manny's head being snapped back. All right, so I'm not clear what they're telling Barrios to do because we couldn't really hear. C-Flash says Costa needs to open up with a body kick. He used to do it. It was lethal. Interesting. Let's see how this plays out. All right, we are in the 8th round of 12. Manny is losing this fight on points. I was hoping I thought he would stop Barrios in the second half of this fight. But we're not quite seeing the volume that we're used to seeing from Manny. He is throwing that double jab. Wow, it's pretty generous. Somebody, I don't know who this is. The ringside person has Manny up 1 point. That's a, I don't know about that. But anyways. Oh, Barrios just had a nice little right uppercut land there. It's part of a combination. Manny tried a left to the body, but it looked like it almost strayed a little bit low, but it was a little bit oblique, so not effective. Okay, nice angular movement by Manny. Again, I wish he would take advantage of that once he is able to execute that move.
It's 21 hours.
See, it's almost as if Barrios, by throwing these single shots very sporadically, has lulled Manny into doing the same. But, I mean, Manny's such a veteran, he should not fall for that, right? I don't know if this is all Manny choosing to fight like this, or, you know, he's slower because he has no choice. Alright, we have less than 30 seconds to go here in the 8th round. I think Manny's going to need to put something together big for 9, 10, 11, 12. The final 4 rounds of this fight. If he wants to secure a victory and take this belt from Barrios. Okay, Manny again surges in the final 20 seconds here. That's a veteran move. You know, try to steal the round. And that's the round. Alright. Debbie says, thanks for the fight, I fell asleep. Alright. Which fight? Manny versus, here, let's listen in to Freddie. Freddie's telling beautiful combinations. Debbie said about 45 minutes. Alright, so we have Manny's wife looking a little bit concerned in the audience there. Alright, in Costa versus Kopylov, we got Costa fighting out of southpaw, Paulo fighting out of orthodox stance. So we got an open stance MMA fight. Just as we have an open stance boxing fight here. Manny's starting to surge now. I like that. Jab straight left from Manny. And he's starting to put together his speedy combinations there. We had a right hook, left hand, right hook. Classic combination for open stance. In the cage, we have both fighters kind of doing a lot of feinting with their jab hands. Barrios worked in a nice little left uppercut there off his 1-2. Okay, they're showing his punch stats. I don't know, I can't see him. Don't really care. Alright, Manny's starting to let Barrios sneak ahead here in this round. Simply by throwing more volume than he is. They get to close distance and Barrios throws a few body shots. Kind of wish Manny would do that, since that's what his trainer called for. In the cage, it looks like mostly a stand-up fight with mostly hands being exchanged. So I don't see that body kick from Costa. He just threw an inside kick. Alright, again, we got less than a minute, about 40 seconds here, so we should expect a surge from Manny in the last 30 seconds of this fight, I guess. Last 30 seconds of this round, rather. So, let's go, Manny. Final surge for the round. Okay, again, he did that little cut to the right move. Nope, no surge from Manny. That's the round. Alright, so yeah, I would say Manny needs something big in these final few rounds. In spite of all the Manny support in the audience, and in spite of whoever this scorecard person is, ringside scorecard, it's alright, so Barrios' instructions were use the out of that jab and bang to the body. So Manny landed, and they show Manny landing a nice straight left hook, or left hook to Barrios' head, and that little clip. Oh, and okay, in the cage, in our open stance fight. Oh, Costa just dropped Kopylov with his right hand. Going for ground and pound as Kopylov hangs on for a single leg grip. Costa's just staying in top position, hitting to the head and body. Kopylov makes it up to his feet. They separate. Alright, not sure what went on there, but the ref just walked both fighters over to the neutral corner. Okay, and here we go. Oh, Costa with a nice straight right to the body. Okay, Barrios is starting off with his single jabs again. Manny doing well to parry these jabs by Barrios, but he needs to get the offense together himself, I think. Okay, and that's the first round of Paulo Costa versus Kopylov. Oh, nice right uppercut, left hook by Barrios. See, I don't like that Manny's mirroring Barrios. All right. Barrios with the nice left uppercut, right hand, left uppercut. 3-punch combination. Ankit says 1-0 Costa. Yeah, I would say. C-Flash says, damn, Costa still has it. That's interesting that Kopylov was the one that threw that body kick, huh? From open stance, too. Alright, pace is starting to pick up with Manny and Barrios. Barrios may not really be following the game plan given by his corner, but he landed a nice 1-2 there. Went for the 1-2-3. Oh, nice combination by Manny, but Barrios comes right back. Nice left to the body by Manny. Barrios is starting to pick up the pace here. Again, less than a minute to go. We need to see a surge here from Manny. Oh, Paulo Costa just threw his leg threw his body kick, then he threw an inside kick. All right, let's go, Manny. Last 20-second surge. Manny with the right hook. Barrios actually doubled up on his jab. And here we go with Manny's surge in the last few seconds, and that's the round. And veteran move, Manny ends the round in his own corner. Definitely a veteran move there, so you don't have to walk back to your corner. You make the other guy walk all the way over there. Okay, so let's hear. All right, again, Barrios corner, 2 voices. There should be 1. They're calling for jab and bang to the body. Same thing he was telling them before. So not terribly enlightening, but whatever. Okay. So in the cage, Costa looking good with his jab and right hand. All right, here we go. Championship rounds. Round 11. Barrios throwing a lot of peppering jabs here. This unofficial scorecard has Manny ahead. I don't know that the actual scorecards are going to say that. Double jab from Manny. I guess it's also because we're used to seeing so much more volume from Manny. Okay, and Barrios just knocked Manny's head back twice with his jab. Nice straight left attempt by Manny. Just telling Barrios to keep his punches up. Nice jab by Manny. Jab, left hand. Left hand, right hook. I'm not sure if Manny is at the point where he thinks, or he feels, hey, I'm Manny Pacquiao. I could, I'm going to be the ref too. I'm going to tell you keep your punches up on me. See Flash is saying Costa's ripping some body kicks. Kopilov's attempting an inside kick there. Nice double jabs by Manny, but he needs to come back with something more behind that. A minute to go here. In the Pacquiao versus Barrios fight. Nice straight left by Manny. Barrios puts on the earmuffs and is, I don't know if he's doing what his corner wants him to do, but by just throwing that jab out there, it at least looks like he's busy. Again, you can hear all my criticism of Barrios and his team in my breakdown. All that still applies here. I feel like Manny wasn't quite able to take advantage of all Barrios' flaws. All right, so final few seconds, and again, Manny surges a bit, but I don't know if that was enough for him to win that round. All right, we're coming up to the final round of this fight. Unfortunately for Manny, I don't feel he's done enough to win, but Manny's choosing to stand up in the corner, get his water. Finally sits down. Freddie takes the mouthpiece out. Alright, so Barrios' corner is just saying no effing respect, no effing respect. So I don't know what those kind of instructions are, but anyways, alright, so in the cage, Costa I think won that first round. We got Paulo Costa versus Kopylov. 2-0 Costa is what Ankit's saying, and C-Flash is saying that he's slowing down big time. Well, let's see how this final round plays out. Alright, this is the last round of Manny versus Mario, and I was obviously wrong in my prediction because Manny didn't knock him out. He's not going to knock him out in this final round here. I think they're going to give this decision victory to Barrios. I find it's tough to give Manny too many of these rounds. Just simply wasn't enough volume from Manny. Not enough volume frequently enough, which is what he was known for. He seems to have fallen into the sort of tempo that Barrios fights at, which is very sporadic. Alright, Manny can't afford to stay there at the end of Barrios' punches. Oh, nice jab. Straight left by Manny, another straight left. Alright, what do you guys think? Do you think Manny did enough to win this fight? I don't think they're going to give him this. Oh, in the cage. Nice little left hook by Paulo Costa. Straight right. Talking about secret sauce, what do you guys think? Paulo Costa, that is. And his, what was that, his secret green juice or something? Alright, back in the ring. We got less than half a minute to go here. Barrios, it's all Barrios at this point. And he's just covered up against the ropes. Just for the heck of it, Manny's got to surge here in the final few seconds just to make it look good. Crowd's on its feet. I mean, I'll be shocked if they give this to Manny. And that's it. That's the fight. Unfortunate for Manny. I feel like he really maybe only won a few rounds there. Manny walks back to his corner. I think the doctor's checking out Barrios. Manny Pacquiao's wife does not look terribly thrilled. Well, she doesn't look overjoyed anyways. So here's the thing, though. In the end, this was an $80 pay-per-view. Do you guys think it was worth $80? I'm talking about Manny and Mario. All right. Let's go back to the cage, though. Oh, nice straight right by Paula. It's really another straight right. It's knocking back Kopylov's head with those. See, that unfortunately for Manny, he wasn't really able to make, you know, he wasn't able to show us that he could knock back Barrios' head. So even though Barrios' jab maybe not, you know, a punishing punch, it's just a bad optic when somebody's head snaps straight back off a jab. Maybe the ringside judges will see that differently, though. You know, I can't speak for them, but in my opinion, Manny did not do enough to dethrone the champ. Ankit says pre-COVID Costa is back. That's funny. Oh, nice body kick by Costa. Beautiful. Yeah, you could see Coffee Love's reaction there. All right, Justin Fortune's taken off the tape on Manny's glove. Oh, the PBC guy is in Barrios' corner. And the PBC guy's son is in Barrios' corner. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. Or he's talking to Barrios. I'm not sure if they're in Barrios' corner or they're in Manny's corner. Well, anyways. Alright guys, looks like we are gonna hear the decision. In the cage, that is. Alright, who do you guys have in that boxing fight? Do you think Manny took it, or you think Barrios successfully defended? I think at most we give Manny 2 rounds, or maybe 3, but whoever was doing it for the broadcast had Manny ahead by, I think, 3 or 4 points. Oh well. Alright, so you guys, looks like Paulo Costa won that fight. Let's tune in. Wow. Majority draw. Haha. That's hilarious. Well, not really. I didn't see that one coming. So Barrios keeps the belt, which is good for him, so he can command more money, right? And Pacquiao saves face. He didn't lose. They can justify having him fight for another belt if he feels like it. The question is, I wonder how many, you know, I wonder what the honest conversation is going to be between Manny and Freddie. Okay, so here we go. This is not cool. Oh well, hang on. Jim Gray's chasing Manny around. Manny's hugging up. Manny says he thought he won. Jim Gray tells him you're a 46-year-old man. Like, really? Nothing like pointing out the obvious, Jim Gray. Good job. Gray's next judges. Some of these post-fight questions that these guys ask are really obnoxious. You almost feel like telling them, hey, dude, F off, why don't you get in here and try doing this? And then, you know, you can find the answer to your question. Who's the dude standing behind Pacquiao? Making sure his face is on camera. Oh man, he said something about this being an inspiration to other fighters. Ankit saying time for the main event. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Max versus Dustin.
What did make you to be better tonight than you were 4 years ago? Tonight, I'm more experienced and more tactical fighter than ever before. More careless than when I was young.
Man, this guy just asked such dumb questions. I mean, just let the man just fought 12 hard rounds. Let him go get a drink of water and, you know, whatever. Not a Jim Gray fan. I'm not a fan of too many of these stand-up people who get in the ring and ask boxers really dumb questions. Ankit says I don't want him to retire. I'm assuming you mean Dustin, but. So many saying he only had 8-week training camp or 2-month training camp because he had to do his political responsibilities in the Philippines. And that for a championship fight he would need a longer camp, which makes sense. I mean, 8 weeks is a minimum, like just for a 4-round fight you would need 8 weeks. Let alone 12-round, you wouldn't want a longer camp for sure, but nevertheless. I still tip my hat to Manny. It was an absolute honor, to share the ring with you, to share the ring with somebody, so much experience. And you can see a little bit of a shiner on Barrios right here, courtesy of Manny's right hook. So Barrios admits this is the biggest event he's had to date. No joke. Hey, Ed, thank you so much. Appreciate you. That's so generous of you. Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you just join us, Ed? That's so cool. Great showing by Pac-Man, for sure. Thanks for the commentary. You're very welcome. Yeah, we didn't get the knockout like I had predicted, but we got a draw, which isn't a loss, as they say. I thought they were going to give the decision to Barrios, but I was incorrect in that call as well. So I'm glad I was incorrect. I think Jim Gray is the biggest loser in the ring right now. But other than that, I will give credit to Barrios because he fought better than I've seen him fight in the past in terms of addressing all those faults that I mentioned in the breakdown. He did throw more jabs, he did throw more double jabs, he threw them a little quicker, and in the end, if he had just I think if he had slightly more intelligent people in his corner, he probably could have eked out a decision victory, but I'm not working his corner, so once he knew his jab could land like that, the key would have been to jab and move a little bit, not just stand toe to toe. But so what I'm saying is I saw that Barrios had the skills to win that fight, at least by decision, a unanimous decision, I think, and he didn't execute or didn't put together or wasn't giving the instructions to put it together. But so be it, I think Manny did catch him with some good speedy combinations with the straight left, with the right hook. I don't know that Manny was able to execute on Freddie Roach's request, was just a hard body shot. I don't know if Freddie will address that in the post-fight press conference, but that would be interesting to hear, Freddie's thoughts on Manny's execution of Freddie's instructions. Of course, I have no idea what Blue Boy Fernandez was saying in Tagalog, because I don't speak Tagalog, but I guess, again, we'll hear more in the post-fight. All right, guys, we're doing a little lead up here to the main event. I'm going to take a very fast break and be right back. So please stay here on the stream. I will be back very soon, very shortly. All right, we're back. Had to get another drink. Again, you guys, thank you so much for all your generosity on this live stream. If you're enjoying the breakdowns and the lives, you're welcome to leave a super chat here. Or, of course, you can leave a super thanks on any of the videos. As far as I know, you can also leave gifts on these vertical lives. If any of you guys have purchased what they call jewels, I'm not sure how you do that, but if you have and you'd like to drop some jewels here, you're welcome to do that. But we are getting ready for the main event of the UFC card. Dustin Poirier is making his way to the cage. All right, so the Manny Pacquiao-Mario Barrios fight ended in a draw, which I didn't see that one coming either, but I suppose I should have. That way, Barrios gets to keep his belt, which means he can still command more money as the champ. Should he defend it in his home state of Texas, the Texas Commission gets a piece of that. So the PBC has now kept the Texas Commission happy because they got a hometown champion in Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao saves face. He doesn't take an L against a not very good fighter. And a draw means, like, Manny is still viable to fight for another belt. Maybe a minor belt or something. Build back up to, a world title challenge. Thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you too. Oh, and I also wanted to say, if you're enjoying these live streams and the content, please consider joining our channel as a member. If you go to the channel homepage, you'll see a join button. Just hit that, and then you can become a bronze world champion for less than $3 a month. You get early access to a lot of the content, and then you'll get priority in terms of replies from me. You'll also get a very cool icon that will show up next to your username in these lives and in the comments. So right now, I think we have 3 blue belts as channel members. They earned white belt, yellow belt, orange belt, green belt, and now they're up to blue belt. So if you go hit that join button right now, you'll earn your white belt right away, and in 30 days you'll automatically get promoted to a yellow belt. So do check that out. All right, you guys. Who's everybody going for in this main event on the UFC 318? Dustin Poirier is acknowledging the crowd as he gets into the cage. I like his custom trunks. Very cool. They're red, green, and purple. Very New Orleans-like, right? Very Mardi Gras, I suppose. Other ways you can support this channel, if you feel so inclined, you can, again, click on the link tree link, or you can click on the links in a lot of my shorts. You can head over to our spread shop and purchase a t-shirt like this one, or there's lots of merch there. There's mugs, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. You can also click on another link and head over to my gallery page and purchase prints of some of my paintings. It's not easy to see these here right now, but the ones there are for sale on that webpage. There's a portrait of Joe Louis, then there's a lot of nature paintings like flowers and birds. All right, guys, here we go. We're getting ready for this main event. Dustin Poirier's in the cage, talking to his corner. All right, let me know who you guys are picking in this main event. Now, I did say in a short that I feel that, and in this live, that I feel like announcing your retirement fight before, well in advance, I feel like it's a jinx, but we'll see how this plays out for Dustin. All right, they're really drawing this out, aren't they? All right, I appreciate the fact that the UFC doesn't do all this flashing light stuff, so you don't have to get an epileptic fit when you watch it on a small screen like this. C-Flash says, here we go. Yes, here we go. Max is making his way to the cage. I guess because he holds the BMF belt, he gets to enter second. All right, who you guys got? Max or Dustin? This is a hard one for me. I'm not going to pick either one because I like both fighters. Not just because of that. I also think they're matched, but in the sort of mental state category, I say that Dustin put himself at a disadvantage by announcing his retirement before this whole thing got started. All right, we got a happy Max Holloway skipping his way to the cage. With his Hawaiian flag draped around himself. Max is hugging up a few people in the audience. I think Max is about to disrobe before he gets dealt with by the cut man. All right, my stream just froze. Hang on one sec. Let's hopefully this comes back. Alright guys, say hi if you're still here, please, so I know who's here. I'm assuming Ankit, you're still here. C-Flash is still here. Alright guys, sorry I lost my stream. I'm gonna have to try this over again. Apologies for the delay, everybody. Hopefully I can get this back quickly. Alright, who's everybody got in this main event? You got Dustin, or you going with Max? Alright, you guys, I apologize because I lost my stream. So please hang in there with me. Hopefully I can get this back. Alright, guys, apologize for the delay. We're trying to watch Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. And I'm hoping I can get my stream back. Thanks for your patience, guys. I apologize again for the delay. I had a stream for this main event of the UFC 318, but I did lose it, so I'm trying to get it back. Meanwhile, if you are watching this live, please let us know how it's going. Alright guys, I apologize for this, but I lost my stream just as we were about to get going with this fight card. Alright, now I'm just buffering ad infinitum. Be interesting to hear the post-fight of Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Alright, you guys, I do apologize for the delay. If I can't get this back in the next few minutes, I'm probably gonna end this just because I don't want to waste your time. Alright guys, Ankit, if you're still there, let us know how it's going with all this. Alright, here we go. Sorry guys. Alright, we're more than halfway through the first round. Barry's fighting out of southpaw, Max is fighting out of orthodox, so we got a nice open stance MMA fight here. Looks like we're keeping this as a striking game. Both men throwing decent jabs. Barry moves forward there with his nice 1-2s. Max returns a favor. Max throws a kick. Dustin defends. Dustin with the jab, straight left, right uppercut. You can tell Max is very focused. He's got his eyes just locked right on Dustin. Nice 5-punch combination walking forward by Max. He works in a head kick, which doesn't really land. Dustin attempts a body kick, doesn't land that. This is a very close round. I didn't see the first half of it, of course, but this is a tough one to score. Max goes to drop in him right to the body, throws a body kick. That was a nice body kick. Here we go, final few seconds. Max with his spinning back kick. Doesn't land. And that's the round. Alright, I missed most of that round, so who do you guys give that first round to? That was a tough call for me. Poirier on the stool. Alright, I got no sound, guys, so I cannot hear what Mike Brown is saying to Dustin. Looks good, though. Looks confident. Oh, here they're showing Max land a nice right hand that dropped Dustin right on the seat of his pants. Straight down the pike, as they say. Max swooped in, tried for some ground and pound. If that was the main highlight of that round, then we got to give that to Max. So Max is up 1 round. On kick, do you agree with that? Right, here we go, round 2. The BMF belt. Dustin Poirier's farewell fight. Oh, nice triple jab by Max. Triple jab to a right body shot. Right, left, right from Max. He's putting his combos together really nicely. Then he goes for a body kick. Dustin with a jab to the body, overhand left. I mean, both men are really great strikers. So this is, an interesting interesting open stance contest between 2 strikers. Right, Dustin just missed with that kick. Oh, jab, right, left. Or jab, yeah. Max is landing that straight left. Oh, nice straight left by Dustin. Really nice footwork by Max there to move around. One, two by Max. Oh, nice body kick. Kind of stumbles Dustin. Body kick by Max Holloway. Stumbles Dustin a little bit. Oh, counter right hand by Max. Good jab by Poirier. Oh, nice little check hook by Max. Max moving around the cage very nicely. Nice lateral movement. Oh, great 4-punch combination by Max. Oh, and now he's opening up with Dustin against the cage. This could be it. Dustin shoots in for a double. Gets an under. Now he's down on all 4s. Max is on top. Got both hooks in. Just going for the ground and pound on top of Poirier. Poirier on his back. Turns to his side. Max still has 1 hook. Jumps to full mount. Very nice work by Max Holloway. You think that's what it is, C-Flash? He knows it's his last fight, so he's already given up. In a sense, it's like, it's my last fight, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now Max Max had head and arm, but he's in... Is he in Dustin's full guard, or is he... No, he's in half guard. Yeah. But not a good look for Poirier. He did eat a bunch of punches in bottom position where he still is. Max just has to ride this out right here. He doesn't really have to advance position. But he certainly won this round. Max stands up, comes back down. Poirier, good little scramble. Max back to his feet. Dustin still on his back. And Dustin makes his way back up to his feet, which is the right thing to do. We have less than a minute to go here in the second round. Oh, nice straight left by Dustin. I'll give him that. He's losing the round, but he comes back with some nice clean shots. And Max with a left hook right hand. Max misses with that straight right. Oh, nice straight left by Dustin. Also, props to Dustin for coming back here. Nice jab by Dustin. So Holloway gassed himself out a little bit there in all that grappling. Wow, nice series of jabs by Dustin. I'll give him credit here. Oh, goodness, and Dustin drops Max. Comes in with a guillotine. Jumps the gilly, goes to full mount. Goes to side, goes to half guard. In top position. Going for ground and pound. Wow. And that's around. Oh my goodness, I did not see that coming. Dustin was being dominated there by Max, but surges at the end of the round and he hurt Max. Holy cow. This, guys, you think it's over in the next round? I wonder if Max can recuperate well. They got that end swell on his left eye. Okay, we're gonna cut back to a few highlights here. Oops. What presence of mind by Dustin to be able to come back like that, surge, get the guillotine, jump the gilly, go to full mount. Yeah, it's crazy. This is a crazy fight, C-Flash. I would not have expected that. And Dustin definitely looked hurt as he went back to sit on that stool. Yes, C-Flash. Dustin looked like he was going to give up. I don't know. You think he was playing possum, or I don't know what that was, or if that was. All right, here we go. Wow, what a great fight this is turning out to be for the BMF belt. All right. I'm sure Dustin has like that regained confidence now. Both men starting out with hard jabs. Max goes for a head kick, doesn't get it. Dustin with the inside kick, Max with another inside kick. Hi, Mick. Who is it? Mickey Rivero. Sorry if I mangled your name. I'm sure I did. Welcome to the live stream. I'm D. Hamaguchi. I'm a professional boxer. I like to do fight breakdowns, talk about combat sports. So we're watching the main event of UFC 318, Dustin Poirier in his farewell fight versus Max Holloway for the BMF title. And this is we're in, down to 4 minutes of the third round. Thus far, this round is turning into an exchange of jabs, but Max just threw a nice little short there. Some good jabs by Dustin. Both men following each other around the cage a little bit. Nice body kick attempt by Max. Not sure if Poirier is just pacing himself here and planning on surging towards the end of the round as he did in the last round. All right, we are at the 3-minute mark here in the third round of Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. They're fighting for that BMF belt, and it's Dustin's retirement fight. Nice right hand by Dustin. Max with his spinning back kick, doesn't quite land it. The halfway point here of the third round. We're at the halfway point of the fight. Nice body kick by Max. Lands a little bit obliquely. If you're joining us on this live stream, we're watching UFC 318. Please say hi in the chat so we know who's here. So far I know C-Flash is here. Mike Rivero, sorry, I really mangled your name before. It wasn't that hard. Mike Rivero's here. I'll assume Ankit is still here. Who else is here? Please say hi so we know who's here. Charlie Brown, are you still here? And the very generous,
22 hours.
Very generous Eric Morales, are you still here? Thank you for that. Nice job by Dustin Poirier. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third round. Oh, and a series of short lefts by Max just drives Dustin backwards. All right, sorry guys, I just lost my stream again. have to get it back. Okay. Nice jab by Dustin. Alright, so now my stream is lagging, guys. I apologize. A nice check hook by Dustin. Interesting that this is mostly a striking round. Not sure what the ref is talking to them about, but men touch gloves. Inside kick attempt by Dustin. Dustin with a couple double jabs there. Max surges forward with his jabs. Max surges forward with a 1-2-1-2. Dustin uses a posting jab to come forward, but gets countered hard by Max right there. Tough round to score. We got just about 10 minutes left, and I'm not sure what these two fighters are saying to each other, but they seem to be exchanging pleasantries or unpleasantries. I don't know. And that's the round. All right, they acknowledge each other and head back to their corners. All right, this left eye is really starting to swell up and bleed, I think, on Max. Not sure if that was from a clash of heads or what the story is there. But hopefully his the swelling, the fight doesn't get stopped due to a swollen eye. That would really suck for Max. Dustin looks a little fresher on the stool than Holloway. Again, don't know what this corner work is with the bag of ice sort of on his pec muscle. It should be, on the back of his neck, his head, his lower back. I'm pretty critical of UFC corner work just because it's really subpar in terms of boxing. I thought Barrios' corner work was subpar too, simply because there should only be one voice in the corner. I could see it being justified in MMA because you have multiple disciplines here. You have someone who might be a striking specialist and another coach who might be the grappling specialist, in which case it makes sense for both of them to give input, but not in boxing. All right, so Dustin, we are here. We're in the fourth round of this farewell fight for Dustin Poirier. He's fighting Max Holloway for the BMF belt. Max is the current BMF belt holder. All right, good jab and straight right to the body for Max Holloway. Dustin acknowledges it. Jab, jab, right for Max Holloway. Dustin's standing right on top of Max. Both men are standing directly in front of each other. No one's trying to avoid fight here. Surge with a 2-1-2 from Max. Dustin with a nice jab. Oh, Max with a very nice jab, a short jab. Straight left by Dustin. Both men kind of canceling out their jabs a little bit. Max starting to move around the perimeter of the cage a little bit more now. We're at the 3.5 minute mark. Both men exchange low kicks. Dustin lands a nice jab. Max surges forward with a jab straight left, but doesn't land. Max with a nice jab to the body. Dustin comes forward and gets countered by Max. Oh, nice slipping motions by Max Holloway. Again, very nice slipping motion by Max Holloway. Now, I thought Dustin had Max in trouble at the end of the second, so I'm not sure what his thoughts were on that, if he didn't want to push the issue, take advantage of Max while he was a little bit hurt, or Dustin just plans to wear him down over the course of this round and the next round. Oh, nice body shot by Max Holloway, then he turns it over to a left uppercut right hand. Dustin returns the favor with some hard jabs. Great slip by Max. Jab right by Max Holloway. Oh, and he tries to counter Dustin with a body kick as Dustin advances forward. Very interesting counter. Triple jab by Max Holloway. Jab right to the body by Max Holloway. Left body shot, right hand. Dustin shakes his head. Max comes in with another body kick. Dustin catches it. Oh, very nice jab by Dustin. Yeah, that left eye of Max is looking pretty torn up at this point. Under a minute and a half to go here in the fourth round. Battle for the BMF belt, but more importantly, Dustin Poirier's farewell fight versus Max Holloway. Ace MMA is saying who's winning. Tough call. Very close fight. I think we give the second round for sure to Poirier, but 1 and 3, very close rounds, and so is this round. Nice jab, left hand, right hook. Oh, Max comes right back and catches Dustin with some nice short uppercuts on the inside. Ace was saying I was hoping for a finish now. Well, there's still time. We still got one more round to go. So, all right, jab right hand for Max. Oh, Max tries his famous little spinning back kick there. Nice work. Oh, beautiful defensive head movement by Max Holloway. Even though he's got that left eye pretty badly cut or swollen, I'm not sure if that's just redness from an abrasion or if it's blood, but okay. As I mentioned before, I do not have sound, so I don't get to hear what the corner folks are saying to their fighters. But anybody wants to comment on that, you're welcome to. All right, Ace MMA. I guess you're rooting for Dustin with the little diamond icon. Cool. Guys, if you haven't already done so, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when we upload our next piece of great content. All right, you guys, here we go. Final round, BMF belt, Dustin Poirier's final fight. Yes, see Flash, it is a great fight. For those of you guys who enjoy talking about combat sport, please do consider joining the channel as a member. It's only $3 a month. Who am I rooting for? Ace MMA? Neither one. I mean, I like both guys. I respect them both as fighters. So it's hard to pick. Oh, nice jab right hand by Max Holloway. It's funny, Dustin keeps shaking his head at Max. Alright, if either man wants a finish, they're going to have to make something happen here in this fifth round. Now, Dustin's starting to use that defense that the meme guy makes fun of him for. Or the animation guy makes fun of him for. Nice jab overhand right by, overhand left by Dustin. Max making good use of the cage, navigating around very well. Max with the 2-1-2 combination. Oh, nice uppercut, left hand combo by Max. Max has terrific hand speed, and he puts together sensible punches really well. Dustin with a series of jabs there. Alright, Dustin's going to have to do a little more if he wants to take this belt from Max. Oh, there he does it with a nice, straight right. 3 minutes remaining in this final round of this battle for the BMF belt. Nice jab by Dustin Poirier lands. Great body shot by Max Holloway. Great defensive head movement by Max. He says the last 10 seconds is going to be crazy. Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think it's going to be one of those crazy finishes where they stand toe-to-toe for the final part? All right, we are at the halfway mark here of this 5th and final round for the BMF belt. Dustin Poirier's retirement fight versus Max Holloway. Welcome to our live stream. If you've not joined us before, my name's Hamaguchi. This fight channel is devoted mostly to the fight game, boxing, MMA, and all things that surround a fighter's life. So I also include a lot of nature to help you relax and recover, jazz music, classical music. Okay, but thank you for joining me for this this main event of the UFC 318. Right, again, not sure what the ref just said to them. There's less than 2 minutes to go. The men touch gloves as a show of good faith. Here we go. They're in the center of the cage. Lots of jabs. Nice right hand by Max Holloway. 1.5 minutes to go here. Alright, sorry guys, my stream froze for a second. Hopefully we get this right back. Buffering. Right, Max with a body kick attempt, Max with a 1-2, another 2. At this point I would, and Dustin just lands a nice hard left hand himself. So at this point I would say the champion retains his BMF belt, but I don't know if they're going to give it a storybook ending just because it's Poirier's final fight. Oh, wonderful check hook right hand by Max Holloway. Final 30 seconds of this fight, guys. Another hook right hand combination from Max. Can I tell him last time? I can't really do stuff like that just because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. Alright, Max moving around a little bit. We got 15 seconds left to go here. Sorry. That's it. Sorry guys, I was buffering. Oh, body. Big flurry by Max at the end. Wow, amazing. Holy cow. Body shots, head shots. Dustin tries to clinch up, and that's it. Incredible stuff. All right, and the men hug up. I think I would give that fight to Max Holloway, though. I don't know if the judges would just give it to Dustin as a farewell present, but I think Max eked it out. We give Dustin the second round. Alright guys, tell me what you thought of that fight. I'm going to try to end the stream before it hits 3 hours, simply because this is going to take forever to for the YouTube to process and then make the whole thing available to the general public on YouTube, right? That was crazy. That was a fun fight. I'm glad we were able to watch that, yeah. Overall, I mean, I think Dustin did well. He certainly hurt Max, but I think Max put his strikes together better. He had more variety of punches and therefore wound up landing more significant strikes than Dustin. Ace says, Big Dog says, they might call it a draw. You're right, like just like Manny and Mario. Ace says, if Dustin loses, it would be the first time in his career he lost two consecutive losses. Yeah. Well, you know, that's funny. So they did do the stand toe-to-toe thing right in the center of the cage until Dustin started grabbing. So, all right, that was a heck of a fight. So thank you, Max and Dustin. I'm waiting for them to show us what's going on here, guys. All right, who do you guys have? I honestly don't know how to call it. Really, I don't think it was decisive, but I think I would say the champ retains his BMF belt. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 49-46, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision.
And still. So it's Max Holloway. Dustin gets an L. That's okay. Alright. So guys, look, it's about 10 minutes short of 3 hours, so thank you so much for joining me. Again, please do hit the sub button. Please hit the bell so you know when we upload new content and you know when we go live. If you enjoyed the live stream, you're always welcome to leave a super chat, or you can just leave a super thanks on any video. If you prefer, you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/Hamaguchi Fight and purchase coffees in increments, I think, of $5 US. Other ways to support the channel, click on some of the shorts. There's links to my merch. There's links to my artwork, paintings there. You can order prints. And as always, just, please do comment on the videos. And, so that way we can stay in communication and I know what type of content to make and which fights most people are interested in to do a live. All right, so I had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ace. I appreciate your support. And thank you, everybody who joined us on the live. I'll see you guys in the next live. All right. Good night. Have a wonderful Sunday.